Scarlett Johansson was never the problem. Hollywood's imagination was. They saw the face, ignored the discipline, sold the image, and blurred the artist. This is not the story of Scarlett Johansson's fame. This is the story of how she survived being misunderstood. Scarlett Johansson didn't enter Hollywood chasing celebrity. She entered it chasing understanding. In 1992, at just 8 years old, she enrolled at the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute. This wasn't a place for child actors looking for fun. This was discipline, emotional excavation, control. The same institute that shaped Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. Scarlett didn't stand out because she was loud. She stood out because she was restrained. Her performances didn't demand attention, they held it. Students 3 times her age would go silent when she performed, not because she was cute, but because she was precise. Even then, something about her confused casting directors. Her voice was deep, her presence carried weight. She doesn't sound like a little girl. That line followed her everywhere. Auditions became routine, rejections became familiar, silence became normal. But Scarlett kept returning, because acting wasn't ambition for her, it was instinct. Her first film role came in 1994, in North, a small role, almost invisible, but the way she used the camera wasn't. There was stillness, awareness, timing, a sense of control most actors don't develop until much later. After North, she moved through supporting roles, Just Cause, If Lucy Fell, Manny and Lowe, Home Alone 3. None of these films announced a star, but all of them revealed discipline. She wasn't performing childhood, she was performing character. Then came 1998, The Horse Whisperer. Scarlett played trauma without theatrics. Her pain lived in silence, in pauses. Critics noticed immediately. Hollywood noticed too. And that's when things shifted. Because once Hollywood recognizes talent, it stops asking, what can she do? And starts asking, how do we sell her? As Scarlett grew older, the conversation changed. Not about range, not about craft, about appearance. By the late 90s, she was labeled one of the most promising young actresses in America, a compliment that often hides a warning. Because promise in Hollywood means potential to be shaped. Her adult breakthrough came with Lost in Translation, a quiet film built on loneliness and emotional distance. Scarlett's performance was internal, subtle, human. Critics praised it. Some even said she deserved an Oscar nomination. But the public conversation went somewhere else. That opening shot. From that moment, Scarlett Johansson's image was locked. A shortcut was created. If she's in the film, sell the image. Ignore the interior life. Films followed. Match Point, The Island, The Black Dahlia. Different stories, same framing. Even tragedy was sexualized. Then came Under the Skin in 2013, a film about objectification itself, power, identity, control. Scarlett played an alien using desire as a weapon. But the conversation never reached that depth. It stopped at nudity. A film criticizing objectification was consumed as objectification. Scarlett understood what was happening. She said later that the industry was grooming her into a bombshell, not an artist, a product. Then Marvel called. On paper, Black Widow looked like confirmation of the problem. In Iron Man 2, Natasha Romanoff is introduced through the male gaze. Even Tony Stark reduces her to a joke. And the media followed. Despite the training, despite the choreography, coverage focused on costumes, angles, zippers. Scarlett later said it felt like selling a fantasy instead of telling a story. But she stayed, because she understood something important. You don't dismantle an image by running from it. You dismantle it from inside. With every Marvel film, Natasha Romanoff changed, quietly, deliberately. In the Avengers, she wasn't decoration, she was emotional leverage. Her interrogation scene with Loki wasn't about strength, It was about intelligence. In Winter Soldier, she became history and guilt, a woman shaped by consequences. In Age of Ultron, her past trauma surfaced, not for shock, but for context. In Civil War, she became moral conflict, choosing people over ideology. In Infinity War, glamour disappeared. Short hair, muted presence, just a soldier. Then came Endgame. Natasha Romanoff didn't die loudly, she chose, and that choice redefined the character. Scarlett Johansson turned what began as an objectified role into the emotional spine of the Avengers. 10 years later, Scarlett finally received her solo film, Black Widow. This time, she wasn't just acting, she was producing. She had control, and control challenged the system. Disney released the film simultaneously on streaming, breaking contractual terms. Scarlett didn't stay silent. She sued, not for headlines, for boundaries. The case was settled quietly, but the message was clear. She was done being managed. She wanted respect. After Marvel, Scarlett didn't chase scale. She chose truth. Marriage Story stripped everything away. No spectacle, no safety net, just performance. Jojo Rabbit showed restraint, quiet resistance, emotional clarity.
And Jurassic World Rebirth, which crossed the billion-dollar mark at the box office.
Hollywood once tried to reduce her to the surface. She survived long enough to define herself by substance, and that's rare, because not everyone survives being misunderstood without letting it erase who they are.